Hey everybody, welcome to another Weviewed podcast. Me and Kathleen are starting this nicely. We just started a conversation. I thought maybe we should record it because it was really good because we had this conversation before. And like I said, I can hear my voice playing back. So this week, was it this week or last week?
This week.
This week was the Met Gala.
The 5th of May, Monday evening.
And what's today?
Today is the 9th.
It's the 9th of May,
Friday the 9th.
Friday the 9th. Ooh, I feel like that should be like a horror movie.
You know what?
Friday the 9th.
I feel it, but Friday the 13th has it locked, you know?
Like 4 days early.
Alex, we were talking about the theme of the Met Gala.
So
everyone knew for a freaking 9 to 10 months, everyone knew what the theme was.
So that's how far away they get?
Yeah, they get so much time. And the Met Gala is essentially an event, a fundraising event for the charity of the Met Gala, the Met Museum's design costume department. Okay. That's how they raise their money. And what's her face, Anna Wintour, has been the main person organizing it since 1999. Okay. She has it locked, and she chooses the guest list. She chooses which designers are invited to come, and they buy a table, a 10-person table. They're usually 300 and
per seat or per table.
300 and something thousand.
Yeah,
per table. People buy tables. And design houses buy tables. So Prada will have a table, Armani will have a table.
So it markets
Schiaparelli
their
will have
stuff.
a table.
So it's the design houses that buy it.
And they invite certain celebrities to wear their products.
Yeah.
So the celebrity has to wear. So the celebrity doesn't choose what they wear. They can influence what they're wearing. They can say, "Oi, I am actually not a fan of that. Yeah. I'd like to. My ideas are more like this." But it's the designer who takes the interpretation of the theme, which is laid out in a big freaking document apparently or something, and they have to read up about it. They have to come up with the concepts. They have to dress the celebrities, and the celebrities
so they had
walk the catwalk.
Similar to like a draft board of who you're picking for your team next year.
Yes.
Sort of like we got, and is it related to what other people do? Is there spies out there looking at what other people do?
Always. Each house wants to be the best dressed. But the thing is, your celebrities are maybe celebrities who are currently signed with you, working with you. Maybe they're already like under Dior as one of the representatives or whatever. And it's also about what the theme is saying. You know, certain people have certain, what's the word? They have, not niches, but they excel in certain things. Like Tom Brown is known for excelling in suits. And because this is literally a theme that's based off suiting, we expected Tom Brown's concepts to be some of the best. Yeah. So essentially that is the Met Gala.
But I think, I'm just seeing photos I never saw here. Some of them actually look like they keep more in keeping with some of the...
So the theme, Alex, was Superfly. Dandyism, I think. What's the actual title?
What's the title? You don't have to be silent.
You told me I couldn't speak.
No,
you're shaking.
Oh, my bad. Superfine, something, black tailoring.
Yes, Superfine, Tailoring Black Style.
There you go.
And that was the actual theme. And it's based off a book. And the book, let me have a look at the book.
Do you reckon...
The book... Yeah, Alex, do you reckon?
Do you reckon they were given more than just that Superfine Tailoring Black Style?
They were given a book, Alex. And the book shows the history of black dandyism.
So they've given a brief, like a whole
They were giving a massive brief. And it centers around the political and aesthetic constructs of black dandyism, from the theme to the cohorts. And it's like actually solid stuff. So they had a freaking... Oh, here it is. Okay, if you are working in a museum, you
curate.
That's it. The co-curator.
Curate.
The co-curator.
Oh, go well.
So, Alex, you can give me a stroke.
You line up in a queue.
Yeah, queue.
And you wait.
Q8.
Q8.
Like Kuwait, the country.
Yeah, but take the W out.
Kuwait.
Curate.
Curate. The co-curator.
Wow, that's difficult, man. Curate.
Wait,
you made me say it wrong.
Oh, fucking American.
Curator.
The co-curator.
The curator.
Yeah, the co-curator, Monica Miller. She had a 2009 book called Slaves to Fashion, Black Dandyism and the Styling of the Black Diasporic Identity. So a lot of people obviously use that for referencing.
Yeah.
Now the problem is there were certain fashion houses that looked at it, read it, showed it in their work, and there are some that didn't.
Yeah.
And you can see it. Which is actually really interesting because someone even said, like, this is the one time where white people, like, like we said copy our style and you still get it wrong. And I was like, yo, whoever said that, whew, ouch.
I reckon, like, for me, from what I saw, my disappointment was the color range. Most of it's just browns
And blacks and
and
blacks.
blacks. I
There was hardly
like,
any color. And
for me, from my understanding, from my experience.
and white.
So
Sorry, Tahira's just,
Just
she
bring
walked
the
over
thing.
to me and I've got a measuring tape around my neck, you know, like a proper tailor.
You look like
And
a
she just
tailor right
points
now.
and she goes, white. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you want to sit down, mate?
Do you want to say something? Like, is this your field? Do you?
I just like the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
I feel like I'm gonna slip if I go up this stairs.
Yeah.
So basically, I was making some shea butter, yeah, and I put it on the side, and Tira forgot it was there, and she tossed, I want to say about 2 liters worth of
That was no
shea butter.
That was like 500 milliliters.
According to grams, it was 1 gram worth of shea butter gone.
A whole gram of shea butter, man. You know what that costs on the streets?
Alex, the thing is, I had it from, when Mum was gonna, yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like 2 years old, so it's not the end of the world,
Not in the world, but like
You
you've
know,
been hanging on for that long, and then just for it to go down the drain when
Yeah,
your,
exactly.
your
the
housemate's
thing- Alex,
clumsiness
Alex,
knocks it off
it
the bin.
basically has like an off sign. The off sign was basically today, so it was
All
gone
right,
anyway.
okay. It's when it started turning to skulls and crying.
Yeah,
angels.
there was a hand reaching out, so I managed to melt it down. Anyway, going back to
Go back.
this,
So,
someone
can
even
I
said,
say
"Oh yeah, so sorry,
I want to say my expectations when I read the tagline. I thought it was going to specifically look more towards the African dandies, but you corrected me when you said also it's going to have that American, and I was like, oh yeah, like Dapper Dan, one of the most famous tailors that was just ostracized by the industry.
yeah,
And even what he wore was off key. Like he had the worst thing I've ever seen. I think he's trying to push the boat further, leave the suit behind and go for like the streetwear, but it's smart streetwear or something like that. I'm not a fashion guy. I was just
interesting.
disappointed.
And I get what you mean. I was expecting more Congolese dandyism.
Yeah.
So, like, lots of colour. And when you told me your favourite one was Lupita Nyong'o,
Yeah.
and hers was, like, just a mint, right? It was mint.
The mint suit with a nice
head
flat
to
cap.
toe.
Yeah.
The hat was mint. It was all one colour. Even
Yeah.
her accessories. I was
Yeah.
like, that's cool. But in my head, I was also, like, a bit bored by it, if that makes sense. Because it was, like, not basic, but it was basic.
Do you know what they were scared of, right?
Yeah.
The shirts match all the jackets, the same
Yeah.
color palette. Well, the dandies would go with like a light green with a blue jacket. There isn't the clashing of colors. They haven't
Outrageous
matched-
colours, isn't it?
Everything is like ease of eye. I mean, that's why I liked what's her name? The gymnast. Was it gymnast?
Oh,
Simone Biles.
Simone Biles. You know what? I didn't like her outfit. I didn't. Because, okay, this is the problem. Me and
Charles
Alex had a
Harbison.
debate/argument when we were talking about the Met Gala earlier this week. Now, I spoke to my mate, Lala, who is a creative, who is a tailor seamstress person. She reminded me that the title, it's in the title, it's tailoring, which is different from tailored. And I was like, wait, because it comes down to the nuances of the word and how it's used.
Yeah.
Tailoring is
Industry
specifically,
word, yeah.
exactly. Tailoring is about suiting. It is
Yeah.
about going to the tailor, tailoring. Whereas to be tailored, you're already taking something and making it for you or shape, making it to a shape. Now, I could be talking out my ass, which I regularly do. But
She's looking at us.
Tira's got like eyebrows
You got
up,
something to say, Tira?
head to the side.
No, I think, you can say it's tailoring's in the title, but the whole concept is black style. That is the main aspect of it. Tailoring is a part of it, but it's still black tailoring.
Yeah.
So no one considered black styling. And everyone ignores Africa, but you love to steal its resources.
That's its music.
People,
So that's why no
Alright,
one
Alex.
really focused on
When
like
the whole slavery
the
takes
whole
was it still people?
Congolese dandyism,
Yeah.
even though it is still ongoing and they still do this with style. They should have taken elements and been like, hey, let's get some more African designers in our design houses.
Thank
and
you.
let's use them for the betterment of pushing them up. But of course, they're not going to do that because they like to steal rather than support.
Bang. There you go. There you go. And that's facts, though. That's facts.
I went to a page and it's telling me who designed the clothes. And if you look at the names, my favorite one on this list is Adebayo Okay, Lawal. He did the guy from Atlanta, the main guy from Atlanta, Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh yeah, his outfit was wicked.
He's got a nice little cape. It looks like a.
But
silk
who was he
thing.
under? Like, was it what design house was he under?
I'm not sure if it was Design House.
Yeah, maybe he just had a table.
Orange Culture Nigeria's. Yeah, so Orange Culture Nigeria is the main design house.
See, that's wicked.
And
That is wicked.
But I heard that Lewis Hamilton, he buys a table for like upcoming or like
Yeah.
black designers.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
wicked.
So
He did look like he was about to.
something for the culture.
Yeah.
He looked like he was about to spit some like 80s level rap bars with his. He had that beret on. It was all white. It's like
He did look interesting. I'll give you that. But for me, like, I have a few favorites, and I, there's no hate to the white race, but my favorite person who was non-black was Joey King. She killed it. Her outfit was on point. She was more on point than a lot of black people as well. She looked on it. Whoever her
Joey
stylist was.
I also hated that Josephine Baker
Oh,
was inspiration.
Joey. Sorry, hang on.
when she
what's she got to
had
do?
nothing to do with dandyism.
And Rosa Parks on
Yeah, it wasn't
oh.
Rosa Parks. It wasn't.
Who was it? Because we all
The
lost it.
designer who made the underwear, like
Yeah.
that knitted it or whatever. It's just people that influence his life. So it could be one image of Rosa Parks, but he's saying that it's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the backlash was huge.
Because Pharrell put out a video of him with Lisa trying on the costume.
So yeah, no,
can't
no one can
talk
hear
to
you
Pharrell.
speaking because you ain't got a microphone near your face. So all that was just like
No, it's okay. So essentially,
Joey King.
Joey King.
I actually really liked, but wasn't the person who did it Thai? Toy Nguyen. Isn't that like a Korean name?
Could be.
Who
Could very
made
be. Joey
Ngoyen?
King's-
Ngoyen. That's like a Korean name, isn't it? Or
It's not Korean. It's, what is it, Vietnamese?
Vietnamese, something like that.
Yeah, yes, Vietnamese. Nguyen,
Yeah.
do you mean? Like, is it a difficult spelling
The
word?
G is silent.
Mm.
Nguyen. It's like, why put it in there? But no, I actually I never saw it before. That's really nice. I think you're right. It's probably not my favorite. She did change as well into like a dress.
Yeah, they all do. So the idea is that you have your going up the stairs dress and style, and then once you're inside, you have your inside style, which
Comfy
is like,
stuff,
you know,
right.
part of the event. So there's music and there's food and, you know, the kind of party outfit. So essentially, I would say out of Met Galas in the last couple of years that I've had my eye on, this is probably one of the weakest.
Oh,
So I
okay.
feel bad for saying it, but it is probably one of the weakest.
I think it's up there. From ones I've seen, I'm not too interested in it, but it wasn't off-putting and sanctimonious in some way. It looked like it was more inclusive than it had been in, like, I'm talking about a gap of like 10 years ago.
For me, that's performative.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
It's
Anna went to
performative,
perform
but like,
it, and I'm like,
at the same time, the whole thing is performative.
yeah, it is.
The whole
But like,
thing's a
this is
show.
racially performative, and like, because I personally feel like I'm part of the black race, I could be like, I'm not exactly a fan of this one. You know, if everyone read the book and came in, I would have been like, yeah. But no.
I don't like the ones where people are wearing suits.
But funny
On their-
enough,
on their-
there's
on
been
their
a real
clothes.
like push for a lot of men to not just wear a suit or a tux, because that's been a thing. You know, like a guy turns up, in a suit or a tux, and maybe if
Oh.
they're gay, it'll be
No,
like
I meant
nicer
I
tux.
meant the dresses.
Oh,
that
right.
I've got like suit composites to them.
Okay.
That's like someone putting the book through AI and coming out with these answers. I mean, was it Janelle Monáe? Janelle Monáe?
Janelle Monáe.
She was all right because she did something artistic, but like one person, even Rihanna, who looked nice, but it was just someone cut up a pinstripe suit and made a dress out of it. Now, where'd you land on that?
I go back to the theme. The theme is tailoring
Yeah.
suits.
No, the
So
theme
that
is not
makes
tailoring.
sense. It is.
It's Superfly, black tailoring.
Tailoring.
Yeah, Superfly. The whole
Tailoring.
thing. You're isolating just one
Yeah,
thing.
I am, because that's the theme.
That's not the
Tailoring
theme.
in black
No.
styles. That's essentially what the theme
So,
is.
but then we just
It
do
is.
Superfly. There's nothing Superfly about it. Tell me one thing there that was Superfly.
Lauryn Hill. That was fucking super fly.
Lauryn Hill was Superfly.
That was super fucking
I like
fly.
that.
And then she had the dude
Superfly.
with the umbrella. I was like,
She's like Cleopatra Jones.
I like, and she had a matching fan that was all like bejeweled. I'm like, yes, bitch.
But what, Rihanna's not super fly.
I don't know. For some people,
It looked. I'm saying it looked nice, but I don't think it
no,
fit.
but then this is when it becomes objective. Everyone's got different likes.
Art.
Like I personally feel that Jodie, Jodie Turner Smith. Either way, Jodie looked sick. Hers was brilliant, and it was a leather freaking coat. Like just.
All right, Kevin, but we argued about this a couple of days ago, how we didn't like it, and we did like it.
No. I always liked it. That was the one that I always liked. For me, it's probably favorite.
I think it takes influence and follows the brief really well. But I was disappointed because of the color range just being red leather. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god, look at
like
that. That's mahogany. It's just gorgeous.
Like really deep tones of a color.
Yeah.
Or really light tones. So you just ended up with
A rainbow. You went a rainbow of pastel. I would have loved to see the clashing in the same garment. Like, very few people did that. Even Lauryn Hill just wore all yellow.
Yeah, sure. I agree.
That's why I think my expectations are there, and of course everyone comes at things a different direction. Are you okay? No, I was looking. Oh no, cool. Just making sure. Sorry, I'm not like you okay with my shoulder. Just making sure you're right. Holding the bowl like it's a baby.
The one outfit that I was actually kind of disappointed in, and I don't understand how people are like, oh, it's so amazing, is Doechie's look. I was low key kind of disappointed. I'm just like, oh, sorry to hear her. Sorry. It's just that it was kind of boring.
But it's safe, man. She could have
boring.
been worse. She could have worn a body full of pigs. Do you know what I mean? Like
Body full of pigs.
Like Lady Gaga going all out. Do you know what I mean? I think that fits into that Congolese style dandyism straight away, and it goes with her skin tone. She looks fine. I'm not
Wait,
saying
are you talking about Doechii, yeah?
Doechii.
Yeah, Doechii.
In the checkered suit.
With the shorts.
Yeah. I didn't have a high expectation. She's new to the scene. All right, she's been around
not. Yeah.
But she's not A-list like that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
give
It's
her a
only
chance to.
Really, in the last like 12 months that she's been.
She's blown up, but like everyone who knows about her has known about her for time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not a fan of it.
But you had expectations. I think you're let down by expectations.
I am because her fashion has always been something that I'm like, I like it. It's unique. It's her, and it's like what she grew up with, and she's only just not finalized. She's stylized what she already was. And yes, to hear her.
No. I was gonna say that someone on TikTok said it well. Louis Vuitton does like a masculinization of black women, so they made her a caricature of the night to push their product.
Yeah. Oh right.
That's why she doesn't look as great as she always does.
Yeah.
When Tom Brown dresses her, he thinks of Doechii.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton just thinks of the masculinization of black women.
Oh, that makes way more sense. See, this is why I was like, why does this make me go, ugh? You know, like it literally makes me go, ugh.
But I think it's more personalized then, because I feel like if I saw the brief and someone said Superfly black tailoring, that's what that looks like to me. But on a pedantic, like straight out way. Without looking at its style or how I feel about it, that is the brief. I like the way her tie is shaped like Africa.
I don't think that's on purpose,
I don't think it's on purpose. Or it may be on purpose to take the piss.
Is it on purpose? Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But that's gone over a lot of people's head because it's not really the shape of Africa. It's just like a generalized shape.
Yeah. It's like someone can tie a bow. But you know what? I give it whatever it's meant to be given. I'm glad she was there. Like,
Gavin, I think your opinion is valid. Sorry.
Yours too, mate. Yours too. And so is Tira's, and I think we just got different vibes, isn't it?
Of course.
But yeah,
I really like this. I like the fact we've talked about it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh fuck this guy. It's all like. Did Lady Gaga go? Because
I don't think she did go.
I'm happy she didn't, because she just ruins everything. Sorry.
Whoa, Alex, where's that coming from? It's because she did a song about your name.
No, appropriation. Like, she's one of the worst. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Like, of all people, she's one of the worst.
Yeah.
You know what, Alex? This may be, you're hanging around too many.
What?
Eyebrows going up.
What? Tell me.
Why are you so upset with Lady Gaga? Is it the level of Drew Barrymore upset, or is it just like you just
No,
being whingy?
no. Maybe A Star Was Born was like, I didn't finish that film. Was it Star Was Born?
Oh yeah, A Star Is Born. Yeah, the rehash of the rehash of the rehash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan. I like her first album, her first stuff. I didn't
What's
even
all the club bangers and stuff.
Yeah, but you know, she was writing for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
yeah.
I think I respected her more through that. I'm not against her in any way.
So where's the cultural appropriation bit coming from?
In a lot of the things she does, she's trying to be over PC without actually
Over PC.
Yeah, like she's gone the other way. Like
Over PC.
yeah, Kathleen, there's a problem.
Okay, hold on. I need you to be descriptive. Okay, because
remember I described to you saccharin the other day.
Yes, Alex.
Saccharin,
Over PC.
sweet without actually being sweet, like fake sugar.
Yes.
That's what I get from Lady Gaga.
Right. Okay, so you get fake sugar from Lady Gaga.
No, it's a metaphor. I don't
Yeah.
get fake sugar literally.
Yeah.
I get, someone who's fighting for something, what they believe in, but then turns around and just goes back to normal. You know, there's people like keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
But, when they go away from the keyboard, they're normal people. Or, I feel like a lot of what she does is for show and not actually with any conviction. That's all.
Okay, all right. Well,
But that's not.
But that's your opinion. But
my opinion. I'm not gonna-
I just do think that when it comes to opinion, I appreciate your opinion, like I do.
Yeah.
I just know you to be a researcher, and I know you not to say things off the cuff. And I also am like slightly weary because Lady Gaga, out of all the celebrities, is known for charity work, known for being there, known for being like, in front of things, known for going and talking to congressmen and senators and whatnot, known for actually being in what she says. She's got 2 feet in.
Yeah.
She, like most people, has time off to develop family, to do her own thing. She has time off where she's not in the forefront, but she does do a lot of work. If you said someone different like Taylor Swift, I would have been, hell yeah, 100%. Everything you just said, Taylor Swift. 100%.
I've never
everything
seen Taylor
you said.
Swift at the Met Gala.
No, it's not about the Met Gala, Alex. It's about you're
They're
saying.
different worlds, that's what I'm
But
saying.
Alex, I'm interpreting what you're saying. No, they're the same world. I'm interpreting what you're saying as someone who
my perspective, they're
says
different worlds.
something and then like is all there and then fucks off when
I've never listened
whatever.
to anything Taylor Swift has ever said about any charity.
I know,
thing.
I'm talking about the
so
person.
I wouldn't know. No, but I'm saying you can't compare Taylor Swift to
Well,
Lady
I can,
Gaga
because I do
I've
know.
never seen Taylor Swift.
But I can, Alex, because I do know, because I've researched both of them and been like,
I'm saying,
this woman is on shit. That
Gabby,
woman isn't.
no, I need you to explain to me of something on the level I would know. I'm saying I don't know Taylor Swift because I don't engage with her.
Okay.
Could you change the example to something I know? Not
Okay, someone you may know who.
like The Rock or something. Do you know what I mean? Or
Oh yeah, The Rock's the
you know
biggest
what I mean?
example. He's like, well,
He's
yeah,
got,
he's
he's
like,
got, he's got a superficial face,
and then
but behind
doesn't
closed
do fuck
doors,
all. Yeah.
You look at all his contracts. He says,
I
can't
can't
lose
die.
a fight. I
Yeah.
can't die. So now his films are boring because
he's got the Tom Cruise.
we can't lose a fight, Kathleen. That's what he's
really
got.
sad. That's
So
really sad.
the whole film he's winning fights, and there's no.
Hey, so I knew
peril.
as soon as he jumped off that crane,
skyscraper.
that crane onto the building
With one leg.
with one leg. Oh yeah, forgot. He's got one leg, one fake leg. Oh Jesus Christ! But anyway,
But you see what I mean? I feel like there's performative.
yeah.
When you
I
do
thi- I think-
much certain way,
I think-
it means for me it means there's something else you're not doing somewhere else.
I
And that's
think
what I felt about.
because you've mentioned Gaga twice.
Only
First you
once.
meant the meat dress, and then you mentioned her now. So
Yeah.
that says to me that just like with Drew Barrymore, there's something about her that you don't like. And
No, like
it's
I said,
better to
I
just
like-
say it than
Kathleen,
just
I said I
put it
liked her
fluff for it.
first album. I like the fact she's a
Yeah.
producer. I love what she does. I just saying a lot of the time she's overperformative, and I don't see enough of anything else that's substantive.
Yeah.
Because I don't engage with it.
Yeah.
So that
yeah.
could be down to me not engaging with it, but it's over
Probably.
the top on one hand.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to criticize. I'm like, every time we're talking about fashion right now, right? Every time I've seen her, she's gone over the top, and I don't like the fashion, but she's trying to make a point, and I get the point. So I'm saying I'm glad she's not there because she would have taken up the whole stage with a giant fucking hat from Congo somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. She's
But
too
you know
loud
what?
a
No, but
person
you know
for
what?
the message.
Don't you think it's very interesting her not being there? She's leaving a space for people who actually should be there. So shouldn't we be giving her flowers and not taking up the space and allowing more black voices to be there at a black themed Met Gala, which there has never been and there probably will never be another one.
There was plenty
What she
of,
actually did was a good thing.
there was plenty of other people that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, of course. The Kardashians. Why the fuck are you there? Hailey Bieber. Why are you there? There were so many people. I'm like, and they didn't dress. Yes.
The unphotoshopped pictures.
Oh. Yeah.
They will do another one because it made the money before the Met even started. That is the only reason they will, because of money. That's the only reason you do anything in America. It's money.
That's deep.
They will do it again because it made money. That's what they need.
Yeah.
It got people talking because of that Indian actor.
Oh, that was another thing. Oh,
The world made a big deal about, but he's
Dude.
not American-centric. If you're not Indian-American, you most likely do not know who.
Dude.
I didn't know who he was until Kat talked
Dude,
about
I
it.
was
like a preacher right now. Like, I didn't know what happened with him.
cult leader.
Oh my God. Another
I told
person
you.
told me that I look like I would run a cult, and I have never been prouder. Said it here first.
Yep.
You look like Malcolm X right now.
Let go.
What's up? What's up?
Buy my demo.
Check me out on SoundCloud. Is SoundCloud still a thing?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. All right, twins. Okay. So
MySpace.
one last thing I want to say that Tira mentioned was Shah Khan, and the fact that the biggest Bollywood star ever was at the Met Gala for this event, first time, I thought was very incredible. But also, it really wraps around the fact that Americans, well, someone said it today, they export their entertainment, and it's only through the internet, social media, and like everything that's gone on in the last 5-10 years, where they've started to import other cultures. They're slowly being exposed. So someone like Shah Khan going to Met Gala, he's not American famous, which is really sad. He's international famous. He's not America famous.
Culture question.
Yes, Alex.
Is Idris Elba international famous?
Yes.
Or American famous?
He's international famous, but American famous, but he's both. He's both.
I was trying to.
I would like to say
Yeah.
he's American famous.
Yeah.
Plus, America pushing him makes him international.
Yeah.
But I think if he stayed here, I don't think he would have the same level of fame that he has because America has put him in on several.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah. Who's the most famous British actor never to make an American film? There isn't. They have to go to America.
Oh God. A famous black actor who is not America famous, but they're famous.
British actor.
British actor.
Like,
No.
she did.
What are you saying? Actor?
James
Any
Bond.
actor?
She did
Any?
James Bond.
Yeah, James Bond. She's famous.
That's British.
No, but it's in.
American.
But it's been.
MGM's American.
Yeah, it's been pushed by America. So it's yeah.
James Bond's been American for like 50
Since the
years,
70s or something.
Since License to Kill or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's like fake British.
I've been lied to.
Got a license to
Who
kill.
is British famous, but not American famous?
I was gonna say.
Someone always says Robbie Williams. I'm like, low.
No, but like they still have like an international
What's
level of fame. That's what he means.
There is no one who's British famous who's not already America famous, who's more international famous. It just doesn't work. Once you're at that
Bridget
point,
Jones?
no,
she's American?
she's American.
She was like Bridget Jones.
Can I just say this? Like, once you get peak British famous, you're automatically pushed to America and become
Who's
American
most
famous.
British
But if you
person right
fail,
now? Most famous British actor right now.
Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh.
That's what I would think.
Florence Pugh.
Florence.
From Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And she got fame from Midsummer.
All right, I thought she's actually English.
Yeah.
I hate her so much.
Yeah, because Alex is a misogynist,
No, I just don't like.
but
this
also
particular
with a dash of
person.
feminism.
What don't you like about her?
She's short and square. Alex doesn't like short and square
That's
women.
okay if she's short and square, but
That's it.
That's
She's just
it.
square and yeah. Don't slip.
I held it. You know what? She's gonna take all the cream from there. You know.
No, it's gonna.
My
I see
feet-
it rising up.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
escaping
We're,
the
we're coming for you to hear.
No, like
Dude, is the fridge? Is the fridge working? Yeah.
a monologue. You thought it was gonna be a monologue of why I don't like her.
I thought you're gonna be like, well, these are the reasons I don't like her. I think.
Dude, open the fridge. So just make it. Oh yeah, it's working. Cool.
What's happening here?
No, I'm just worried that it seeped underneath and destroyed the electronics. But it's.
The electronics aren't on the bottom of the fridge.
I know, but like, and then I was thinking about mum's. Anyway, going back to it, Alex doesn't like her because she's short and square.
No, I just feel like she's not convincing in the role in that film.
Feels
Also,
the same way about
I
Drew
don't actually like Midsummer. I saw it in the cinema, and
Yeah, he said.
and I'm like, why is this film existing? You can see who the bad guy is when she's making friends with a random Swedish guy, and begins like, yo, you should come to my town in Sweden. We don't have da da da. I'm like, yo,
You just lost your entire family. Come over.
yeah.
I'm about like, no,
I
thank
just
you.
think there's certain things that led up to this that, like, don't go in that house. That's what that film did. It did all those, like, why are you going there? Why are you doing this? What's your agenda? And by the end of it, it's like, well, everyone just dies. So there's no agenda. There's no reason. We're not supposed to look any that further. That's why I feel Midsummer is a repetition of the occultish thing of a lost person. And,
Perfect cult fodder.
But outside of that, I think I liked her in not the Thunderbolts, but when she was in Black Widow. I think she was fine in that. Do you know what I mean? I didn't like the film, but I don't. Florence Pugh. I hope she has a good career. I just thought like I didn't like her but I didn't like anything about. I mean, Midsummer's beautifully shot.
Wow, you're going through so much right now.
That's okay though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Valid. I don't like Cynthia Erivo. I couldn't tell you why, but something about her just irks me.
What about J-Lo? Has she ever done a good film?
No.
Hey.
J-Lo's never. No.
J-Lo's name. Made in Manhattan. You gonna tell me that wasn't good?
That was a brilliant film, but it wasn't because of her. It was a brilliant film. It was because of Ralph Fiennes, who was a brilliant, and the little kids. She was the worst part of that brilliant film. She was the worst part of that. No, she's the worst part of that brilliant film.
She's a terrible
anyone else could have fit. Anyone else could have fit in that. Anyone else could have been in that role. Jennifer Hudson could have been in that role.
No, it couldn't.
Fucking Ashanti could have been in that role. It was the most basic bitch role. Anyone could have done it. The film was good because of Ralph Fiennes, who was fine at that time. He was peak hot daddy, and also the kids. Those were the. Before he was Voldemort. No, the kid that she had, he was a really good kid. He kept the film together. Let me tell you right now. Okay, anyone could have done that role.
No,
that film was brilliant, not because of her.
But isn't it just a remake of Pretty Woman?
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
But we did need a remake.
Prostitute.
Yeah, we needed a. Well, it's the same thing, really. Giving up your time for money.
No,
yeah.
You're not giving up your vagina. Though.
Well, some do.
You call them maids prostitutes now.
Are you?
Are you?
No, you're the one that.
You're the one who said it.
No, I said they're
What did you
different,
say?
but they're the same.
That's your answer, Alex.
And we're back.
He's a little hater.
Big time.
Do I think
Hey,
J-Lo?
wait, stop. Say that word hater again. You said it so white. You little hater.
So you're just a hater.
Hater.
You're a hater.
Hater. Hater. Yeah, hate
She looks like she's at a town hall meeting.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way she's leaning down.
My
on the mic,
name is
just
Jessica.
like,
I'm
listen,
from Alabama, and
I've
I
read
have
about
to
the
say,
new bylaws.
I don't like how the garden section of B&Q has changed its arrangement.
Can you talk to us about the new trafficking
I care nothing
violations?
about them traffics. I just want to talk about the B&Q. I'm tired of them changing their aisles. I like things I like, and I don't like
fucking hate when they
change.
change
Thank
theirs.
you.
Well,
I just
come
wanna
on,
add
guys,
those
let's get on
salacious
to what we're
rumours.
actually talking about. The fact that Florence Pugh is probably the most famous British person who is international and American famous. Was that the thing that we were saying?
No. I want to know
No,
someone
apparently.
that is British famous,
Yeah.
but not famous in America.
Oh, yeah, they're not Florence Pugh then. British famous, but not
Yeah.
famous in America.
Yeah.
So what we've got to do is look at British TV and be like, who's famous? Davina.
Davina McCall.
Yeah, she's British famous.
Yeah.
But she,
Never
not in
been
America,
to
don't know who
America.
the fuck she
No.
is. Oh, yeah.
Let's see this bitch.
Davina McCall.
Sorry.
Now, this woman is so famous. Like so famous. If I saw her on the street, I'd be like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, her mother was a supermodel, a French supermodel.
Though.
Yeah, she was the original presenter of Big Brother from 0 to
I never watched Big Brother.
yeah. She's always been a presenter, and she's that bitch. She's that bitch.
She has a really good Who Do You Think You Are?
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, I think she's a presenter of Traitors as well.
Oh, British traders.
Yeah.
British traders.
British
Well,
Traitors.
because they have several.
It's true. I wanted to see the
now.
celebrity one,
Mm-hmm.
because I think Andy Cohen did the come back together and chat sort of thing, and apparently it was spicy. So who's America famous? Who's not British famous?
Anyone does TV.
Majority.
Anyone does.
Talking about TV, this is a great segue.
No, wait, no. Slater from Saved by the Bell.
He's very famous.
Yeah, but he's not famous here.
He is famous here.
No one's seen him on being a host on MTV or for nothing on this country.
Shit.
Latin Grammys and all that. No one's seen him here. Everyone thinks he just died off like the rest of
Is
Saved
he
by
the
the Bell.
host of like Miss World or something?
Something like that, but he just pops up. Why is Slater there? I ain't seen him in 20 years.
That's a good point.
That's the most famous, not famous. Or Rufio.
No, he's famous because of his voice work.
Yeah, voice work, yeah.
Avatar got him there,
Yeah,
you know?
obviously, yeah.
Like, mate.
Rufio. I can't even stand him.
You've seen Hook, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What?
Hook.
Hook.
What was I going to say? Yeah, it's a great segue to go into what happened on the internet. Cat segment. Okay, so what happened on the internet a couple of weeks ago? Shut up, Tira. What happened on the internet was, all right, a character got killed off. Spoiler alert if you're watching it, but it's current.
911.
911. The show 911. I think on the 8th season, possibly 14th season that is running right now, a main character got killed off.
Have you watched it?
No, because I was on the internet. All of a sudden, Alex, TikTok, everyone's crying. Everyone's crying, hysterical. They're angry. They're upset. They're like, "How could you?" All sorts of things. Or like hashtag he's still alive. All sorts. Even to the point where Angela Bassett, who's also another main character, was like, "Yeah, he's gone." Like everyone is upset. Okay.
Angela Bassett came out.
Angela Bassett.
She's on the show.
She's
Yeah, I know, but like this Angela Bassett from Black Panther.
yes, Angela Bassett. Yeah. You know the show
Tina
that.
Turner about
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think another line, but like,
You could watch. You could say American Horror Story. Angela Bassett. Yeah, but seriously, she had to come out and actually put out a statement like, "Guys, it's okay. He's gone, and we love the actor, but you know." Like, you guys need to let go. People were putting in fucking things to the studio. They were, like, basically swarming people's Instagrams and Facebooks trying to find people. Everyone's crying. They're like, how could you?
who
Like,
shot JR?
it got to the point where people were filming their boyfriends watching the episode or something, and full-grown men just being like, proper, like, sobbing. It was huge. And the character's name is Bobby.
Who plays it?
I have no idea. I think he's America famous, but not British famous.
Right, man.
Some kind of cool dude.
And so Tira started watching it. His
From the
name's
scratch.
Robert Nash.
Yeah,
that's the
his
character name.
Yeah.
Peter Carute.
Like I know everybody in America.
Karute.
No, Cruz.
K-R-A-U-S-E. Second, I thought it was dyslexic.
I'm slowly making you
Oh, that
dyslexic.
guy. Like this guy, I don't know how he went from like main character to dad so fast.
Yeah. You know when people just get typecast as a dad and they never leave it?
Kraus, by the way.
Nice.
Got me there.
That's not a crime.
Yeah, I think wasn't he? He wasn't the main guy from 6 Feet Under.
Isn't he the main bad guy from
No, he was the main guy from 6 Feet Under.
Heroes? No.
Oh, shit.
He
He's the
wasn't
main-
Heroes. I think he wasn't Heroes.
Dude, is he in Truman Show?
Yeah, he was. He was in Truman Show.
Damn.
But
Deadly
he-
He's
sexy
been
man.
around a long time.
He
My
was the
dude.
he was the main character in 6
Beastly.
Feet Under,
Oh, shit.
and that launched so many careers.
It did.
Because you wouldn't have Dexter,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't have a couple of people, the
Mate.
Australian wave of
Yep.
actors.
Yep. The Aussies taking
Aussies
over.
came over.
Came right over.
Oh fuck! Goddamn! I connected with that fly.
Did you just bitch slap that fly?
No,
in
it
your
was like
kitchen?
plow.
Wow, T. Can you get out the rest of it? Get it all the way out.
All right, there was a fly, people. I just want to know. Kathleen, the guy from ER, no, Lyle,
No, Lyle.
Noah Lyle.
Is he in 6 Feet Under? Is that what you're looking at?
No. He was in a show called
Weil.
Oh, no, it's no, Weil. Yeah, Weil. The other guy, Noah Lyle was the guy who said he cussed the whole NBA by going,
Oh, this
World
guy.
champions of what?
This guy. Wait, no, Weil.
Yeah.
Wait, the white guy.
Yeah, he's done a show.
Yeah,
he's getting
the
sued.
Pit.
Yeah, but he's getting sued by the woman, the wife of the guy who started ER.
Yeah.
I think one of us have a deal.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a spin-off,
Yeah.
you gotta come to us, see if we like it or not. And
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And so this
This is a spin-off of
no,
ER.
it's in spirit a spin-off because they never managed to do the deals, but they had basically this is post-COVID
Yeah.
suffering in hospitals. That's what this is about, and it's like really intense.
Everyone's talking about this right now. Everyone's
it's not
talking
even
about.
out here. I think it might be on
It's-
Paramount.
Okay, guys,
Paramount.
what Alice is talking about is The Pit.
The Pit.
It's a TV show which is in the ER, essentially, of a hospital, and this one is meant to be really freaking good. So I've mixed this one up with New Amsterdam, which is also another like medical procedural sort of thing. But this one, even Dr. Mike from YouTube, he was like, The Pit is probably the most like. This is how real it is.
Everyone else was saying said this is how it is when it's intense. You lost, lack of resources, lack of.
I kind of want to watch it. He's got a very interesting nose.
I don't think it's been released in this country yet.
Yeah, probably not.
So when it does, we'll let everyone know on this podcast.
Yes, we will. It's on Max, and Max is what? Disney Plus? Isn't it?
HBO, but
like, isn't some of the stuff on Disney Plus?
I thought it would have been now because remember when you were watching.
No, Sky have an exclusive deal with HBO to air all their stuff.
So Now TV. If anyone's got Now TV, check it and let us know.
Are you using my Now TV account?
No.
You better, because it's gonna go wasted. I'm not watching enough TV.
I've been using it. Oh, okay. So, what other thing were we talking about? TV.
Gavin, I have a list of things we were supposed to talk
about. Do you?
About, so.
Oh my god! So, welcome to the WeView podcast, the brother and sister podcast where we talk about movies and TV shows and all that good stuff. Apparently, Alex already did this, but it was like 2 hours ago, so I don't remember.
And I've deleted all my notes.
No. Well, I want to talk about two things.
We got to talk about the main thing.
Alex, there's many main things. I haven't seen this. I was about to call you an N-word. I haven't seen this guy. This ninja.
I saw you yesterday.
No, I didn't see you yesterday. I saw you Monday.
When was you at Mum's house?
Sunday. On bank holiday. It was Monday.
It was Monday, yeah.
See, this abuse. I saw you at Met Gala Day.
You're not going to share? You're just going to... I don't speak English no more.
American poison in this country is so difficult.
Tira took out a Dr. Pepper.
All is American poison.
Is it vanilla flavor or something? Yeah, she's so happy she's holding it.
She's got a vanilla flow Dr. Pepper.
That was the most like cult-like thing, like, you know.
The way she's holding it. She's holding it like, this is my child. Stay away from me.
I was Joan of Arc in my past life.
How long did you have it in the freezer? Like
an hour.
Wow. Like an hour and a half.
Is that from the corner shop? Yeah, those guys.
But the one right there is cheaper.
See, but you see how she was trying to sneak out there without, like, no one's having any of this. I'm just going to go out the door slowly out the door.
Y'all can look. It's not a share situation.
No.
Remember, I'm a last child. I don't believe in sharing.
Everything rolls downhill, lands on my face. No, I'm joking.
That is hilarious. So, Lord Karma has left the room and with a vanilla Dr. Pepper that she refused to share. Vanilla float. Dr. Pepper. Oh, that just sounds so rank.
No, Gavin, that's nice. Mum would demolish that.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it might be a Caribbean thing, like too much sugar, not enough sugar.
Yeah, probably. So yeah, you want to say the big thing that you want to?
No. I wanted to talk about Sinners with you.
Yes.
But
let's do it. I can hear myself though.
It should be muted. Should be muted. It's muted. No, I liked it and da 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 da.
All right, let's do this properly. Okay, so Sinners is a current film, directed by Ryan Cooglar. And it was it's a film that's starring Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Wumi Musaku, and many other people. It is a very, very good film. Both Alex and I have gone to cinema to watch it. I went to see it the second day it came out, and then I pestered Alex for like a week to go and watch it. Do you want to do spoiler or spoiler free? Because it's been out now for like, I want to say 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I think we should spoil it, but not ruin it. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, talk about the themes and what happens in the movie, but not like say the whole thing. But then
it's gonna be hard, boy. It's gonna be so hard.
What about like doing sections?
Okay.
Talk about the beginning, middle, and how it ended, because I think it is very sectionalized in the movie.
Okay, yeah. Let's do it, and in different components.
Yeah, like what we liked, what we hated.
Yeah.
So Kathleen,
the
way the film started, it's a flashback form.
Yes.
It starts at the end of the main portion, up to the credits. The film, before the credits ends, that's what you first see.
Yes.
How do you feel about that as a device? And do you think it feeds? Did it feed you your interest into the movie?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure what it was about, and I think that set a precedent. I was like, "Ooh, why is he busted up? What happened to his guitar?" Like,
Yeah.
it made me go, "What?
What did it take for him to
Yes.
get that
Yes.
scratch across his face?
Exactly." And then it was kind of like 24 hours before or something, the day before.
The day before.
Yeah, and I liked that. What did you think, Alex? Did you like that?
I felt like, oh, okay, you're limiting what's going to happen in this film to being all in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Which means there's going to be something sacrificed in terms of character development. You're not going to see what they're like when they sleep. You're not going to see what they're like when it's first thing in the morning. Or
Yeah.
you're not going to see the whole shape of this person. So everything that's going to be delivered to you is going to be a window into their life. And that's what I assumed. A day in the life of what happens in this town.
Yeah.
You know, I had no expectations other than I thought that maybe there was a wild animal or something like that. And I did know there would be like some kind of occult thing to it, but like I thought it would just be a voodoo, you know, like New Orleans sort of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's and the introduction of the characters sort of fed into that as well. So it's a good mislead.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think that's it's quite an important note because I felt like there were parts of this film that were very misleading.
Yeah.
But for me, it was a positive thing because I feel in the last, I'm going to say 3 years, at least since COVID, let's say 5 years, where stories have been really obvious.
Yeah.
Things have been very much like, this is a tree. You know, there's nothing to really like search and find. You know, it's only been specific films that I found that have actually made me think. So yeah.
Can I just add to yours thing?
Yeah.
Though? I think in terms of foreshadowing, I found that very interesting as well because you don't necessarily need to show foreshadowing and where the story is going. But like, there's also the thing on the other side where you just can't just throw in something that's not expected.
And I think this is where foreshadowing needs to have been a bit more obvious. Or
maybe
something had to be a bit more.
I would have liked it for the thing, the past to come back. You know what they were running away from. The two guys didn't have any pressure on nothing. You couldn't see what the future was going to happen. It was just.
It's true. It was a 1 day shot, and I feel like maybe that was a very good thing because, in a way, you're talking about how life can change every day and how this one chance that you have is maybe the one chance that you have.
Yeah.
So, I get what you mean because it went supernatural. Like what? it felt like this is a black story talking about like what's going on in the 1930s.
Yeah.
In the Mississippi Delta, and you know, fucking hell, post-slavery, and
do you feel like that woman, the Wumi Mosaku, she's getting typecast?
Oh, big time. I think when she
they're big roles, but they're getting typecast.
When you first started seeing her in American stuff, she was like the not angry black woman, but the angry black woman.
The disappointing mama, like, of the area, like, you know?
And I feel like the two roles that I can definitely remember her in, the one Loki, where she's one of the agents for the T.
But the only one that has any sense.
Yeah, the only one who's kind of clever and actually thinks about it. And the other role is in Lovecraft Country, where she is also an angry black woman who wants something better for herself, but
she also in charge and dominates the space as well. So I felt like that was a similar.
Also, but they showed her insecurity of like who she was, how she looked, how she wasn't able to get big things because of
she got
being black.
Because being black in America.
Yeah. So I feel like now we finally get to really see her in a romantic lead, and I was really happy. You know, I was really happy to see someone who looked like me being considered the love interest of someone like Michael B. Jordan, you know?
Yeah, I some people didn't get that. I got it straight away.
Yeah.
I got it straight away because of the interactions and, you know.
I thought whoever he's bringing those flowers for is someone very important.
Anyway, should we describe what happens then?
Because let's just spoil this film because for the love of God, being vague is so fucking hard.
So, no, I'm not trying to be vague. I just think maybe we should precurse what the film's about, plot by plot.
Okay.
So it's a film set in 1932.
Yes, I think so.
It's set in Mississippi, 1932, and if you know anything in history, it's during the Jim Crow era. I'm not sure if it is still prohibition, but prohibition had happened in the last decade or so. I think in the 20s. It's after World War One, before World War Two, and it's about a young guy. What's his name? Semi? No.
Sam.
Sam.
Yeah, Sammy.
Sammy, who's going to be, he's found the talent of being a beautiful guitar player. Oh, no. The film starts with a story of like, the film starts with an intro saying, in all cultures, many cultures, there is someone who brings joy and magic through singing and through telling stories.
Yeah.
The Native Americans have one, the Irish have one, and the Africans have one. That's the specific three groups they mentioned at the beginning of that film, right? So that comes back into it later on.
Yes.
And then we cut to the church scene where Sam, the main character's dad, is holding church on Sunday, and his son runs in covered in blood, and his dad takes him in or whatever, and then it goes a day earlier. Sammy and his two cousins, both played by Michael B. Jordan, which was amazing.
Really, really good work on how they did that. That was so good. Like him just passing a cigarette to himself.
Yeah.
That was so cool. Like
their interaction, you know, the way they talked. I was convinced that there was two people.
Yeah.
They actually acted differently with their own things. One said he was older than me, but I thought they were twins. It could be just in minutes.
Yeah.
But like, those two brothers are the main sort of thrust for the storyline. And they're trying to set up a juke joint, a little like shack bar for black people in the countryside. And yeah, so the story proceeds to how they're planning it and building up. They have to go and get the band together.
Yeah.
They have to get a bouncer.
They have to get food. They have to, you know.
And you get to see the workings of the segregated but still loving people in Mississippi. And so up until that point, it's a real interesting film. I actually care where it's going because I actually love the. I need what the danger is going to be.
Yeah.
But I always thought it was going to be like a white racist thing because they left the overtones, and that's one of those misdirections, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about what you liked about from the first quarter of the film?
What I really liked from the first beginning of the film, the first third, was I liked the camera work. The camera work was amazing, and I think what they did specifically was film on two different cameras.
Yeah.
The principal photography was done by it was under their working title Grilled Cheese, and it was shot by Autumn Aquapar. They are a cinematographer, and they shot on 35mm with a combination of 70mm and the Ultra Panavision 70mm cameras, which means in IMAX the ratio changes at certain points.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was very beautiful how every shot was set up. It was part of a story, like them driving past the cotton fields.
Yeah, cotton fields is
beautiful.
One of those
then they were just endless. They were just endless, and then having everyone having to do their quota, for the day to get paid, and then that action still being prevalent from slavery and just continuing on. Even the camera work of the little girl, her dad. So they showed actually Chinese family who ran the groceries and the food place, and the one brother had to go and get food for everything, and he spoke to him, was like, yeah, can you provide X, Y, and Z? And the guy says to his daughter, oh, can you ask your mum if we have that? And the camera follows this girl crossing the road, and literally on the other side of the road is their other shop, which is for white people only. And it's amazing. You don't even see that side of the road until that transition happens. I thought it was very, very well done.
Well, not only that, is that it stays pretty much blurry. It's like you don't even look there. You don't have any dreams, aspirations to go on that side of the road. Yeah. Because your life probably will end if you did. Yeah. And that's the way things are here.
Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. And so, I really liked the interactions with, the situations, the locations, and the movement. I really responded to the people and what was going on.
I think each person had their own achievements in the story. They weren't just throwaway characters. The two brothers, they haven't been in town for a while. they're the big guys now. They're gonna show some stuff. But like, I feel like if it was really true, a white person would have seen that and just like they shouldn't be here, sort of thing. And within hours, and it actually did. And if you look at what happened in the end of that film, within 24 hours, the Klan had come out after them.
Yeah,
but it's long after the film has moved on from its main plot.
And actually, we didn't mention that bit because we're totally spoiling this. So you know, at the beginning when the twins are like when they have turned up, they're buying this like kind of like shack, you know, but big shack, and they're buying it from a man, you know, who owns it, and it's just your classic overweight guy from the South, you know, and that guy, you know, there was undertones obviously of racism, but as soon as he saw the money, he was like, cool, and that is the part that comes rearing its ugly head at the end of the film. So should we talk about the next part? Or
so
the same thing?
The next part, it would be I'd say after they grab everyone to fix it, they put together the juke joint. They got the bouncer. They've got all the characters, and they're interacting and having fun, and people playing music. And Sammy plays a song, and it's meant to be lovely and change people. And then it was a lovely scene of ancestors, and not just their ancestors, but everyone's tuning in to see their own particular ancestors. So different parts of Africa, different parts of Asia, different parts of the world. And I thought that was a lovely scene because you don't get that in a film where it's like meant to be straight. This is what happens. The imagery and the way they just slip in and like everybody, you're communing with your ancestors in such a cool way. That's almost forgotten in that film somewhat. If you don't,
and it's actually really beautiful because it's not just your ancestors; it's your future as well.
Yeah, there's a future bit as
so
well.
So it's
that's
almost
really
like
cool.
they like as it said at the beginning of the film, the kind of veil between ancestors, life and death, and the people that we love, like lifts, you know, and it showed that physically. And I don't know if it was one shot, but it felt like it was one shot. You know, like it was just on body cam, then on rig, and it was just one shot throughout that whole beast, which was beautiful.
I feel like people must have been there for like 2 weeks doing that one scene, getting all the positions right and all the colours right, and you know, everybody fell into that wave of really appreciating. There's only been a few times in my life where I've seen everybody just been on the same wavelength on a song. Whether they knew the song or not, they just felt it, and it was like, yo, that really hit me here. Everyone said that, and I'm like, yeah, I felt that too. I don't know what it was. It's just that energy.
That beautiful energy that, like, I remember last time I felt that. Not last time, but I remember a significant time. Yeah. You know, we went to Hot Farm and we saw Prince. Yeah. That was like, I felt like I understood the crowd. I was part of the masses, and we were all like, all synchronized. Like, you know, not to be like kind of naff, but I felt like all our souls were just linked, and we were all
singing
just
the same things.
Yeah, like that Purple Rain was so beautiful. So I never understood how beautiful it was because I was in it.
Do you know? Did you come to the one with Verve or Richard Ashcroft?
No, that was
he was there, but like I don't think he came to the show because he did like Bittersweet Symphony and all those songs, right? And like I'm singing there with random strangers.
Yeah.
And it felt like we were there in that special summer of like, that whole album was great because it just hit all the right notes for that time, you know? Yeah. Anyway, so...
You know what we did forget to mention? We forgot to mention the introduction of Remek.
I think that would be this section, yeah.
Yeah, so...
In this section, you get... You go.
We don't really expect it, but you just see this house, like, you know, by a field, and all of a sudden he just drops out of the sky in a way.
Yeah.
He just drops out of the sky, and it's like dusk, but it's still quite bright. And this guy is like obviously burning, and he looks like his skin's on fire. And he knocks on the random house, and the people who open up are just a white man and a woman. And he's like, you know, asking for help. This guy is asking for help, and you kind of get the vibe like, what do you want, you know? But at the same time, he says that these Indians are after me, and they're like, there's no Indians here, you know? So it's very interesting. They're suspicious of him.
But 250 miles, say something like 500 miles away from me, like that, very specifically far.
Yeah, and the way in which they let him in because, you know, he is a fellow white person in need of help at the end of the day. You know, even though they're kind of side-eyeing him, they still let him in.
Oh, I'm part of the Klan. I'm one of you guys. Ain't no Klan around here.
Ain't no Klan around here. So, and then you see, like, it's got a bit darker, and then you see some Native American people on horses who knock on the door. So obviously they've been chasing this guy.
Yeah.
and they knock, and the guy, the main man, he opens the door, and I swear he's got a gun there. Is it just me, or is he just straight to the gun, like, who you, sort of thing?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, have you seen someone, da-da-da-da-da, and he's like, no, ain't no one around these parts, and...
It's the woman, it's the wife who does it.
Is it the wife?
The wife answers the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she answers, like... And he says... And then the Native American goes, may God bless you, or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, I hope you didn't let him in or something, you know.
Yeah.
Don't let him into your house. And then the guy behind's like, yo, it's getting dark.
Yeah,
and they're just like, peace.
But what's interesting, he says it in the Native American language, which is kind of interesting because it's talking about God, which is like Christian. So I didn't know if Native Americans being Christians.
I don't know. I feel like they did try to anglicize and Christianize a lot of like native people.
But they seemed organized. They had like guns and a posse
yeah,
and everything.
It's just the wife who answers the door. Yeah.
Yeah, because she goes back in
and she's calling her husband like, Bert, where are you, Bert?
And gets in there and like...
And she sees him.
The baby.
Dude, okay. It wasn't until I came out the cinema I was like, yo, there was a baby in that room. I'm like... Yo. And she goes into the room, she sees her guy on the floor, and, you know, and there's just blood everywhere, and there's a crib. And the guy they let in is just covered in blood. You know, and you're like, oh, shit. And then her guy stands up, and it's like, join us. Yes. And I think that's where a lot of people who didn't know what this film was about were like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, but like, when you did that, I feel like... I also felt like these guys were woefully unprepared for any vampire attack.
Yeah, straight up. I do not see any crosses.
If it wasn't for my girl, Wumi, what's her character?
Wumi.
What was her character's name in this?
I want to say, what is her character's name? Annie? I think it's Annie. Her name was Annie. Yes, Smokes Wise.
Annie, when she comes up and she's like... She's the first one to see that.
Okay, so first we need to establish that Annie is her character. She is the ex-wife of one of the twins.
We're not going to put anything on it, just a relationship.
Yeah, but essentially, she is also from Louisiana, and she's a hoodoo woman. You know, she's a spiritual woman, and she has like, you know,
Madame Rouge.
She's got powers and stuff, and she's very much aware of supernatural and wagwan.
Yeah, no, she even convinces him that her guy was the Michael B. Jordan's character is called Smoke and Stack.
Yeah, Smoke is the one who's with her, and Stack is the one who isn't with her. I don't know how to describe it. Smoke has got a Irish hat on, and Stack has got a Italian hat on. That's the only way you could really describe him.
It's a really good ensemble cast, by the way.
Oh yeah, really
think
is.
about it.
Really is.
Hayley Steinfeld. This girl, how old is she? 28 years old. She's still in her 20s.
Oh, can we talk about a little bit of drama, please?
Go on.
Okay, so Hayley Steinfeld is the voice of Spider-Gwen.
Okay.
In Into the Spider-Verse, yeah. And the actor who plays what's his face? Miles Morales. He is like, he simps her so badly to the point that everyone was like, you know, this is bare uncomfortable. You need to like stop. You like really badly simps her, like really badly. Like, dude, you need to stop. To the point where people are like, this feels like harassment. His name's Shamik Moore. Yeah. And like, to the point where they do press junkets, and she's like sitting like away from him, and he's like, oh, she's the best, and I won't do this without her. I would say it's inappropriate. So anyway, the whole point is, when she is in this film with Michael B. Jordan, a lot of black people watching it were like, oh yeah, we need to check on Shamik. He must be really upset because
like she didn't get the role in this movie.
She's with this prime black guy who everyone loves. And I was like, oh shit, that's dark. And in their press junkets, they've obviously got a good relationship, you know, actors and whatnot. And I think they have a sex scene, and you know, everyone's worried about Shamik. So yeah, bit of stupid drama. There you go.
Is she an American football player?
She's engaged, I think, to some
Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills.
Some American guy over there. Some American.
So, what did he say? There's still more people to meet, more opportunities to come, more chances to live, learn, and apply. So let you clarify what.
Were you reading?
It's just an AI overview of what did Shamik Moore say about Hayley Steinfeld with no context of what the to what. So they announced the engagement, and it was like they still want people to meet.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? This guy, he's so salty, and it's like,
Karen, let's take on Sinners. You're worse than me.
What?
So distracted.
I'm
Sinners,
sorry. Yeah,
the movie.
Sinners. All right, so we're at the point where they've got the joint now. Okay,
They got the joint.
They told people to
They've
come
got
on
the
down.
band together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say quickly a little side thing that Delroy Lindo, another British actor,
Yep.
as well as the guy who plays Rennick, the vampire. It's nice to see Brits doing it.
Yeah.
In America.
Brits doing it hard,
America.
babes. Brits doing it hard. Yeah, obviously, and Wumi, she's British as well.
Oh yeah, Wumi, that's right. Big up
Yeah,
Wumi.
so
Sorry. Blah, 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 blah,
So
blah.
like top cast, we've got at least 3 spots. So yeah, the joint is going, music's running, rum is doing well. Everything is looking great, you know, for the twins.
Yeah, but they're not meeting their targets, and there's still that little
Yeah.
worry. So you think the immediate thing is like, who do they owe money to? How are they going to pay for things? I think they don't sell. One of the negatives I have it, they don't sell the foreboding, and you know there is a guy. There's a how much you. There's nothing to say. There's vampires coming.
No, there isn't anything to say as vampires coming. There is something to say that they're not making their money. And this is very interesting because it's this Jim Crow era of they're not paying people to pick cotton. They're giving them like merits, like nectar points.
Are you talking about sharecropping?
Yeah.
So sharecropping is what happened with all the slaves that stayed in the South and the owners of the land got them to stay. Because basically you're contracted to this land and you have to pay the rent and they can throw in what they want to charge. Your bed and breakfast, the fact you've got a roof over your head, upkeep, if you're not doing any upkeep. So the more you work is the more you owe them. And it's like, it was one of the most hardest things because if you try to leave, they come and get you like you're a slave because you owed them money. You had to finish your contract before you can leave. So it's almost the same as slavery. Sharecropping, it's like, it's one of the biggest scandals, I would say, in the 20th century. Like, disgusting. But at the same time, some of these people live on this land the whole life. They're not leaving.
Yeah, it's home. And the way in which they get paid is not with money. They get paid with these wooden plantation points or coins. And unfortunately for the brothers who want to have a successful business, you can't cash on that. What, you know, it means nothing. And you know, you've got average Joe who's worked all day in the field and he's come to have a drink and to party and to chill, and this is all he has. Yeah, which is actually really, really sad.
And I love that about the film.
Yeah,
there's little bits of how the world is going. It's too real. If it was a vampire film, I feel I didn't need to see everything. I didn't want to know everything that's going on in the world because I'm too attached to it now. Yeah. And it hurts every time someone that I've got attached to gets taken from it.
And it makes it even more tragic in a way, and that they're never going to get home. Because you can see a lot of people who've had family, like, what's his name, Cornbread? Yeah, Cornbread. So he literally, as they're driving along, when you
meet the wife and everything,
he one of them, I think Stack, he recognizes Cornbread and he sees him with his missus, and he's like, "Oh yeah, come work for me for the night. Yeah, you'll make more money than you make there, you know, and your wife will give you an amazing blowjob." And the wife's there also picking cotton.
Don't say that for my wife. No,
she's like, "Yeah, how much money?
Do
you want that blowjob?" And he's like, "Oh,
you better go and do that work."
It's like, you know, the fact that Cornbread won't ever see his wife, you know, or his child, and it's things like that, moments like that. I'm just like, it's actually quite hard to watch. The
consequences of people you've actually got on board with, is now dire. That's why I feel like a lot of films in Hollywood are so throwaway with life and stuff. So I'm getting a bit disillusional. So the next part is when Remick hears. So there's this amazing moment where Sammy, who is still the main character, plays. So he plays music, and he sees ancestors in the future. Yeah, they see ancestors, and everyone's feeling themselves and loving everything. And then they get a knock on the door. Dush, dush, dush. Is it a knock on the door? I feel like it is a knock on the door. Well, Cornbread comes up to him and says, "Oh, there's some white people here that want to come in." And so Smoke and Stack and like a few others, they all go to the door like, "Hello." Did they do that song as well at the door where it's like, "Pick, paw, robbing, clean"? Yeah.
interesting. Some of the people online were like, "Oh, they're singing about the child that they've just eaten.
Yeah.
They picked this. They just
Yeah.
literally ate this child." I was like, "Yo!"
Yo.
So they're actually that song apparently is was originally played by a black lady, I think.
Probably.
The soundtrack is amazing. Ryan Cooglar, the director, worked with his frequent collaborator Ludwig Goransson.
Oh yeah, he did the. I think that might be the guy that done the Mandalorian theme tune.
Probably.
Because it's the same. Because you worked with him on Creed. I think the same guy did Creed did the Mandalorian theme.
Oh right, yeah. It's anyway. So they play a little song, you know, a little country thing, and they're like, nah, sorry. There's white like clubs down the road. You guys go and experience over there. And there's this level of like, I hate using the term reverse racism, but it felt like they were trying to go like, well, why are you pushing us away? You know, we're for all people, and you know, we want to be a part of what you guys are doing, and you know, why aren't you letting us in? You're being like those guys over there who aren't letting you in. And I was like, oh, I can see what you're doing there, but don't let them in. Because one of the things about vampires, everyone changes their rules when it comes to vampires, but certain things are always true, Alex. Tell me, they're always true with vampires.
Garlic. No,
Garlic.
No, garlic.
Garlic.
Sunshine.
No, garlic, because sometimes
No.
not always true.
Don't use it anymore. Garlic would be just like a good thing to hang on your door just in case.
Just in case. Nosferatu. Garlic.
I think it's sunshine.
Sunshine?
One of the most important things is sunshine.
It will always be sunshine. I can't think of a film.
Drinking blood.
Sunshine and drinking blood. Sunshine, drinking blood, holy water. I will always say holy water. And the only fucking thing that isn't this is Twilight. Twilight's the only thing that is just like over there.
Okay, we've got to do top 5 vampires.
What, people?
Vampires. Famous vampires.
Famous vampires?
Yeah.
Okay, top 5. I can do it right now, Alex. Straight up, top 5. My top 5. Lestat.
Okay.
Spike.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give it to Angel. As my third.
So we've got 2 from the same franchise.
Yeah.
Oh.
And freaking Dracula, but from Van Helsing Dracula. Because he was so dramatic.
Okay.
And freaking Eddie Murphy.
I knew you would be shit. Where's Blade?
Blade will be in my number 6.
So Blade's not in your top 5 vampires.
Yeah, he's not. Who's
This
in your top 5?
conversation's done
No,
then.
who's in your top 5? Come on then. You think you're
I've
bad?
got 2 top 5.
Think you're bad? Come on
Blade.
then. Yeah, Blade and
Kate Beckinsale.
Oh, Alex, stop
Right?
Stop it.
I've never seen a vampire use so many guns, by the way. Backflips and guns and shooting
Well,
bare
you
werewolves.
can't just kick someone in the head.
Just like, fight them. You're super powered. Like,
Make it make sense. Go on, Alex.
I think you know when Spike, I wasn't with Spike until he goes, I like this planet. You know,
Fucking Spike.
like, I like Manchester United. He mentioned all these things. I was like, is this guy really American? Right? English, like.
Oh man, that killed me when I found out it was American.
When
I
he,
was like, fuck.
when he first started, I'm like, that's a terrible English accent.
Yeah.
And then the more he did, I think it got better and better. And
I was like, yeah, this guy's one of us.
yeah, you actually want him to go through Buffy
He's
by
a
the end of
geezer.
it.
Yeah.
So Spike, not Angel. Angel was like, nah, stupid, like, just like never happy. No. I'm gonna have Lestat. I'll probably have the what's his name? Gary Oldman's Nosferatu.
Oh yeah. His
Or
like
Dracula.
Yeah.
I
He looks swag.
I think I've reserved my 2 for future.
Oh, Alex, stop it. Basically, you can't think of them. Ooh.
No, I don't want to do Lestat, and I don't want to do the one that what's his name was Brad Pitt was either.
Lestat.
No, Lestat was
No,
Tom
he was.
Cruise.
No, he was.
Tom Cruise was Lestat.
Oh, wait, Brad Pitt. Oh, sorry. Louis Delancourt.
I haven't seen that film in so long.
No, I'm talking about the TV series. Like, fuck
Alright.
the movie. I'm talking about the TV series.
Yeah, so I'm saying I don't want to do any of that. Did they do the TV series?
Alex, stop it. I can literally tell you, episode like 61 of our podcast, I was talking about Interview with the Vampire like hard.
Yeah, but I didn't think they
Yes, Alex.
They actually kept on going.
Yes.
Like, I thought it was just going to be a pilot.
No,
and
it's
that.
season 3's coming out.
Season 3?
Yes, Alex.
It's a long interview.
No, this interview now, this part is, it's rock Lestat, so it's gone into more Queen of the Damned. So it's
Okay.
like at that period now. But let me
Queen
tell
of the
you,
Damned.
fucking amazing.
Aaliyah in your top 5? No, I'm joking.
Nah, she's not. She died too easily. Okay, so going back to Sinners, we get to the point. What happened?
My guy, who's like a bit character on every British show.
Let's see who.
Jacob Anderson.
Jacob Anderson.
Mixed race English fella.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, he plays Louis. He's actually really fucking good.
I'm glad he's made it because I thought he was gonna be stuck on BBC things and Doctor Who extra bits forever. Like,
You know, it's weird. I heard his album. I didn't think he would be stuck on those sort of things.
his
But
album.
Yeah, really good song. Really
I
good
forgot he
like,
did
album.
music as well.
Oh, they have
Was
to.
he-
You got to be multifaceted.
I'm sure he was in EastEnders or something like that.
Probably. They all were. Or Coronation Street or something.
Mm.
Hollyoaks.
Anyway, let's get back again.
To Sinners.
Sinners.
All right, so we've got to the point where we're like,
the
don't
last
come
two
into
is Stack. One is my favorite. Which one? Whoever one is my favorite vampire is one of them.
Oh yeah, well, you know, give it
One of
away,
them,
Alex.
one
We
of
haven't
them,
got to that point yet.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
It was Stack.
Giving away.
It was Stack because of the ring on his hand. So, Sinners.
Oh,
so
man.
they got the white people weren't allowed in. But what's her face? Haley Steinfeld. Is it Steinfeld?
Mm.
She is 1/8 black.
Can I ask you a question? How old do you think her character is in this?
I think her character should be in her late 20s because the boys should be in their mid 30s. And they said that her mum helped raise them. So, and if she was in the home, she must have been younger. So, yeah, she must be in her late 20s, early 30s.
Interesting because I'm trying to see if they fought in the First World War and it's now 1932, which is now at least 14 years since.
So it must be like 14 years since.
Yeah.
So they must be like mid 30s.
Mid-30s, possibly. I mean, the earliest could be mid-30s, but or late 30s. It's kind of interesting trying to gauge what ages of them are.
Yeah, true.
So I feel like. Do you want to pause it? You
No, I'm good.
No. So I feel like this is the strongest part of the film because there is tension up until the Hedy going out of there. I think that books mark the film for everything in this film so far has been great.
Yeah.
And the first question marks start to happen for me.
Yeah. I get why she thought it was a good idea. You know, I look the same as them, and she's meant to be a white passing black woman. And she's like, cool. Let me go out with them and check to see if they're actually good because we need. What do they need? Do they need entertainment? They need money. They need people with money.
Yeah.
So that their shit wouldn't just finish in a week. They needed money. So if these people had money, then it's a good thing. So she goes out and it's like, yeah, let me talk to these guys. And they are singing one of the most loveliest songs that I've finally discovered, which is Go We Lassie Go. That is such a lovely song.
The Irish one.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been on like adverts my whole
It's been
life.
around for ages. But it was nice to hear it in a film.
Yeah, because
you know,
normally it's in
Go Lassie.
adverts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want milk or do you want bread from Ireland? Where we go, lassie go. I've heard it in Scottish. I've heard it in more Scottish. I didn't know.
I've heard it's of Scottish.
Lassie is more of a Scottish term anyway.
Yeah, and they played it and it was very good and like the harmonies were on point. They showed their hand a little bit and then Hayley had a little gun on her. She's like, but then she was like, I'm gonna go in and talk to them. Worst idea. Never turn your back. Alex, go.
I don't think it was a good narrative move to send anybody out there,
At all.
but something had to happen.
Yeah.
If this is what was going to happen and everybody's going to get attacked by vampires, someone has to go first.
Someone has to go first.
An irony of one of the few white people in this film, or whitish people in this film, they get you're normally in horror movies, the black person gets done first.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like if they just done a film of like the greatest night ever,
Yeah.
and maybe one thing goes sour, I'd have liked the film a lot more.
Like Project X or something, you know, it goes a bit crazy, but everything like is okay in the end.
Human Traffic or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really happens in Human Traffic that is plot. Like, oh no, we need to get the drugs out of here, or we need to.
No,
save
there
the
isn't a
girl's life.
heist or anything like that.
It's
It's
just-
just a one night out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a narrative structure. I felt like this film could have gone like that and been iconic for a generation, just on like how good the music was, how good the vibe was, little stories going on. But then again, I am playing for the long game. I would love this to be a TV show. I would love this to have been a pilot, because even as long as it was, I would love for that whole episode. That would have been the greatest first episode of a TV show, because then there was something afterwards.
That's interesting. I liked it as a one shot.
One shot, yeah.
I liked it as a one shot, and as a story, I would like to see the same universe but over there. You know, like so. I would like to know about the Native Americans and Native American vampire hunters. I thought that was really cool. But I would love another story to the side, not like a sequel or prequel. Someone even said like the history of the vampire Remick, because he reveals
He alludes to a few things.
Yeah, he alludes to a few things. The fact that he saw his dad's land get taken by the Christians.
Yeah, when the Christians came.
Yeah, and loads of people online and yourself, Alex, were like, yeah, that must be like the 1100s.
Greek Celtics. No, not even 1100s. I'm talking about BC times.
Oh, right, shit, yeah. So he's been a vampire for how long?
You go remember the Romans brought Christianity to Ireland and British Isles.
I didn't know they even got to Ireland, the Romans.
They didn't really get to Ireland, but they brought monks and Celtic monks. They stayed before, when the Romans left, the Christians stayed. And you know what, people like St. Patrick and that going to Ireland.
Yeah, someone was like, St. Patrick isn't Irish, St. George isn't English. I was like, good point.
Yeah, St. George is meant to be Armenian or Georgian, and St. Patrick's probably English.
What about St. Andrew?
I don't know.
Greek.
Probably Greek, yeah, that's a Greek name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Technically.
So, going back to everything with Sinners, unfortunately, our girl gets bitten. And then because she's known, she goes up to Cornbread, who's the bouncer, and says, "Oh, all right, let me in," and he lets her in.
Yeah, that's where. That's one of another thing where like they make it so if everything had landed right, they would have caught her and she wouldn't have bitten one of the twins.
Yeah,
which is what happens. But I feel like you're not even sure if she has been bitten or because she hasn't got any signs of being attacked.
Yeah, because as we see vampires, if they
can
bitten,
clean up shit.
Yeah, you know, like neck's gouged out, but they can be like all looking good.
Yeah, but also they can deceive you by changing their clothes to look clean and refreshed.
This is the thing about like vampire lore, and it's different everywhere. But like usually, this felt like tag. This felt like you get hit once and then you're instantly a part of it. Whereas I'm so used to like a vampire bites you, gives you some of their blood, you go into the ground for a bit, you have to ruminate, you have to soak up and marinate before you become a vampire.
I thought it would take a bit longer to turn.
Yeah, 100%. But it felt like tag.
But like, and then there was the whole thing with the Irish beer that was making people sick.
Yeah.
That was like a side plot which could have been more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Because it was only used as a device for that one guy being put outside that wasn't actually a vampire.
Yeah.
I wish I had saved him.
Me too. Like, should we open the door or...
Shit, he's still out. We just put someone out, he's not dead. But then even the vampires didn't realise he's dead. Like,
no, until he started talking, they're like,
oh shit. Like, the vampires don't have any sensory perception.
Yeah.
Sensory perception outside of being human. They can fly and they're stronger. Not that much stronger.
No, but there's this level of hive mind, and it makes sense.
Yes.
If they're part of a hive mind.
But also the whole music thing's pulling them back to their ancestors, to their longing.
Yeah.
And they will crave it because it brings evil just as much as it brings good.
There's so many themes in this film. Okay, so Hayley bites one of the twins.
Yes.
And they catch her, and then she runs out, and she says, "We're going to kill you all." She runs out, yeah?
And they clear out the place because they realise there is something going on.
Yeah, and then they're like, we can't let anyone see this. So they tell everyone to leave and go home. And like, one of the twins dies in the other twin's arms.
Yeah, that was quite a heavy scene, wasn't it?
And the, it was really sad.
Yeah, it was like, well, lock the door, and he's like, "Hey, brother.
Oh, but
remember when I died 5 minutes ago?
Listen, we need to put him outside. And... like, obviously, he wasn't going to listen. He was like, "I'm not putting my twin outside." Oh. And then he wakes up and he's like, "Hey, twin. Hey, brother.
Hello, twin." Soon as he starts talking, he's got more of a list on his...
Yeah, shush.
Hello, twin.
It's interesting. I think maybe because he had, like, gold teeth. Like, it was, like, skewed his mouth to make him sound slightly different. So it was kind of cool.
Bit more slurpy in his talk.
Slurp. And eventually he busts through and he's like, "Ha, ha, ha." And then he runs out too.
You never catch me, coppers.
You never catch me.
But, like, I feel like there was a few things that we could have, like, got to grips with. Like, I would have chucked that Chinese lady out if she started screaming.
Oh, my God. Okay, yeah. So everyone gets kicked out. The Chinese dude, she's like, Chinese lady to her husband, "Go get the car." He's like, "Yeah, all right, babe." He goes out to get the car. We know as soon as you step out, that's it. Tag. You're it.
Why didn't they wait till daytime? It's because they get burned out. They start a fire or something. That would happen.
Because I don't know why they didn't wait. That's a great point, Alex. Because essentially, they all know.
The only thing stopping them was that Chinese lady doing it.
Yeah, they all know they can't get in. That was the whole point. They can't get in.
Ooh. One point. Another point, right? If the person that invites you in dies, are you then still banned from that place, or you still open in that place?
Well, that's interesting because Hayley
happened
doesn't
a
go
couple
back
times.
in. She didn't go back in. She was let in by Cornbread,
she doesn't go back
and then
in.
he dies, and she doesn't go back in.
She doesn't go back in.
So that's very interesting. If the person who let you in dies, your invitation's gone.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I noticed that.
Nice one.
I
even
was
noticed
trying
that.
to figure out rules.
I didn't even
right?
notice that
like,
one.
What are the rules here?
I didn't even notice that one. And there was a bit where they were like, we need to check who's been bitten because you couldn't tell the people who were there who'd been bitten. And it was like, everyone has to eat a bit of garlic. Yeah. And when it gets to Pauline, she's like, yeah, I don't like garlic. And it's like, gun to your head, you better fucking eat some garlic.
I'm like, look, just lick it. Like, do something. Like,
and she's like, I actually thought she was bitten for a sec.
Yeah, because no, that's what raw garlic will do that to you. That expression she pulled, that is what raw garlic is like, because it is very good antiseptic for the throat and stuff. So
that's why vampires don't like it. Yeah, it gets to the point where they all know about the vampires, and we all know about Remick. He's basically like saying, "Come join me, because then you'll be one. There'll be equality."
All the games they play is quite. I like that the games they're playing at the door. Most of the film at the door, and even what's his name, Delroy Liveroy, the bouncer, his character.
What, Cornbread?
No, the musician becomes a bouncer to replace Cornbread.
Yeah, he does. He's like, oh, he went out for a piss.
I was like, hang on a sec, wait. I'm like, ever since then, like, when someone like is trying to come in my place, I'm like, I already invited you in. Why are you being like this?
We need to explain it. So Cornbread, he goes out for a pee, then gets like tagged.
Yeah.
To get turned into a vamp. He comes back and he's like, all right, let me in now. And the door's open.
It's been gone for a while though. It's been gone for a while.
But the door is fully open.
Yeah.
And no one's really blocking the door. Yeah. And he's like, and they were like, why are you asking to be let back in? And he's like, he tries
I just thought I'd be polite today for once.
He tries to swing it so hard.
Oh, he does, man. But I love the games they're trying to play. It's like, no.
I just love the fact that people online are just doing, their own versions of it.
Can I ask you a question? When did you first hear of you got to let the vampire in? You can't enter your house without permission.
Buffy, probably. Buffy.
I think it was that Swedish film.
Oh, let
me in?
Yeah, Let the Right One In.
No, I think it was Let Me In or something.
Yeah, the English, the American.
I'm talking about the Swedish vampire movie.
Yeah, no, it was Swedish. It's Let the Right One In. And then I think the American version, because they did a version, Let Me In. Yeah, they did an American version, which was Let Me In.
I think we had like different translations back in the day.
No, the Swedish one is Let the Right One In, and similar to what they did with Girl and the Dragon Tattoos, it blew up. Yeah, and they did the English version of the same thing.
I saw the Swedish one. I never saw the American one.
Yeah.
But it's on B5 Player and 4 more services if you want to watch that film.
Yeah, Let the Right One In is a very good film. So yeah, Buffy was the original time I first heard about the whole like you needed permission to come in.
Yeah, but it feels like a modern edition. Like
it does, doesn't it?
It feels like
a Dracula thing,
I think Blade will just bust through windows and doors. I've never seen.
Yeah, but he's mixed race. He's half.
He's biracial. He's a day walker.
Yeah, he's half.
Biracial.
He's biracial. He's half. Like, why are there no more blades? Why are there no more blades? How many pregnant women could get bitten and their kids come out half vampires?
A set of variables.
No, Alex. No. He's half.
No, she has to die while giving birth.
Yeah.
From vampirism, from vampire biting.
She has to be being turned into a vampire and giving birth.
They brought his mum back, didn't they?
Yeah. So she's technically dead. She got
dead. Technically dead. Yeah. That's not a term. Technically dead.
She's technically undead.
She got re-deadified.
No,
let's go back to Sinners. Sinners, I feel like if you just took this part of the film and made this the main bit and extended it a bit more, would be a better film, because I feel like it was rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
Alex, you know what?
It worked for Dusk Till Dawn.
I agree with you. It didn't work with Dusk Till Dawn because I don't feel that was rushed. I feel like Dusk Till Dawn, like, within the first 18 minutes... It's a vampire fic.
It's not though. It's an hour before you see a vampire.
It's weird, but it feels like the beginning. I don't really check the beginning.
No, it's so tense.
It's so boring.
Cameron, it's tense, man.
It's boring.
This guy he's got his family and they're traveling south of the border. They get kidnapped by fucking George Clooney and
really
Tarantino.
creepy Tarantino who likes feet. Like,
yeah. And like
who
they have to
always
go over
likes
the
feet.
border and it's real tense and they got to meet the connection and it's like, yeah, that's a different movie.
Yeah.
That's a different
So
movie.
is that why people are comparing this?
Yeah,
Like,
because you don't see any sign of vampires until they get to the truck stop. This abandoned place in the countryside that plays music.
yeah. So is it like an adaptation of?
No. I just feel like it's a common device where you have a normal thing and then one day something happens.
Yeah, and I don't think anything's wrong with that, but I do feel like they rushed it, like you're saying, Alex. It felt rushed because I was saying to Hira when we left the cinema, like 1 minute it's dark and the vampires get in, and this is the thing, like Remick, he is taunting the Chinese lady, and he's like, well, you know, since I can read everyone's mind as soon as they become a vampire, I know where your daughter is, so I'm gonna go to her, and she loses her shit. And she basically is like, come on, get it. And she fucking puts a monocle cocktail together and she's just like, yeah, come on, and
she
get
was
it.
doing something, but I would have gone upstairs. I would have gone to the roof and started throwing it off or something.
They only just got some weapons together and she was like, come and get me, motherfucker. And
I would have sent her out. Send her out.
Send her out, yeah.
We're not go back. I will allow you.
So essentially, the vampires come in. And,
she invites them in.
Everyone just gets decimated.
But the minute she died, they got to leave.
Yeah. Well, not really. Oh, Alex. Because she goes for her husband, who's a vampire, by the way. And she kills him, but they're both set on fire.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting.
That was quite a good little bit.
That was quite beautiful.
Burning in hell together.
Annie said that she didn't want to become a vampire. So if she gets bit, then kill me.
Yeah.
And there's this understanding, because she's so spiritual, that like you'll join me
on the other side.
Yeah, because people who are like this, they're lost. They will never be there. So really, by the Chinese lady killing her husband, she's making sure that he comes with her. Yeah. Which is actually quite beautiful if you think about it. Yeah. But anyway, going back to the fact the vampires are in, they start killing up everyone. Yeah, killing up everyone, and it just goes, and again, they end up in a lake next to the thing. But the thing is, the idea is that they know that Remick wants Sammy. Well, let's go through the plot. Yeah. Like, so not just the idea, but like Remick's agenda is getting to Sammy. Yes. For some reason. Because Sammy will peel back with his music. He'll peel back the veil between. So he could probably go back to where he was. Yeah. So yeah. So that's not very well expressed in it, is it? Well, the beginning gives you a hint. It tracks evil. It's just saying it tracks evil. Not what's it gonna do when it gets there. But what makes really interesting, I thought it reminded me of you know, when you look into the abyss and the abyss looks back, like that little quote of, you know, if you keep doing this, and this is the whole Christian element that Sammy's dad was saying, if you keep dancing with the devil's gonna take the lead, you know? Yeah. Can I just say, Kevin, I remember this guy who jumped off a waterfall. What's the one in New York? The Niagara Falls. Yeah, you can't survive that. He jumped off Niagara Falls. Oh. And when they arrest him later on, he goes, I saw the face of God. And he smiled. And he smiled. No, man, that was the devil. And I'm like, are you kidding? He actually did it. I just typed in to see where that's from. Did he survive? Yeah. Dude. Wait, let me just find it. Man survives Niagara Falls. Because there's two parts to the falls. Yeah. In a barrel? Oh, yeah, but they did that thing. They did. No, in a barrel. Barrel thing. I'm seeing if it was a barrel. They do a whole like swimming along the Niagara. But I think it's at the bottom, not at the top. But like he did it like a press conference, like 2000. I don't matter. It doesn't matter. All I know is I remember this mad quote. This long-haired guy he's been arrested by the police. Oh man, it was just so bad. I think he was just trying to commit suicide, and then just like, I saw the face of God. I saw the face of God, and he smiled. I was like, yo, that's scary. That's fucking scary. I wonder how Chung he was like. I wonder how gone he was. So going back to Sinners. Essentially, yeah, there's this period where they're all going for it. And Remick's purposely going for Sammy, and he gets killed. Like everyone basically gets fucked. Remick dies in the water. So Sammy gets out of the building. He's trying to get across the water, and like, I swear this guy flies.
So another thing, like vampires aren't supposed to be able to be in running water. That's one of the rules. Like,
but it wasn't running water.
It's a river.
It wasn't a river. It was just like water.
Pond.
Ponds are fine.
This is Mississippi. Everything's a river.
Not everything, Alex. It's delta. Some just stays there.
That's what deltas do. They just flow.
So essentially, you can see like the monster features. You know, all of a sudden, Remick is he's got longer nails and he looks.
Oh yeah, no,
looks more vampire because he's been like
he's
fucking punched up and shit.
Yeah, he's letting some of the
realness coming out.
Or just maybe they chose to like I had my nails today.
It's
another English accent. So I said it already. Didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
You did.
Skins.
So, what do you feel about this, Alex? I know we're
I
breaking
like,
down this film scene by scene.
I feel but we need to block by block because it's so many different films in one time. Because what happens afterwards, like, you're like, why have they done this? This is good, but why have they done this? So they have a fight. It comes to all of it. The rest of everyone in the town that went to the juke joint is now a vampire, and they're now burning on fire because the sun's rising up.
Yeah.
And whilst it is a good final bit, it still has, what's happening here?
I did think it was really interesting that, like I said, it just daylight. I felt like there was no dawn, lighting of the sky. It was just like, in Truman Show where they're like trying to look for Truman and like, quick, turn the daylight on. And it's like, oof, the sun. And yeah, that guy gets cooked. But at the same time, he gets staked in the back by one of the cousins, by Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah. So Smoke is also in the water as well.
Okay, I forgot about that because I thought they were still fighting up because that was the whole, they were panning from the fight in the water to the fight between the brothers.
Yeah.
And
also, Smoke is wearing the charm that the charm around his neck, which just saved his life, in all different situations.
Remember, he takes that off.
He does take it off in the next scene. Yeah.
Anyway, so I feel like this storyline was resolved. No more vampires, and then wait a sec. There's still unfinished business from the normal world.
Yes, when daylight comes.
But
back.
why didn't none of the black vampires go and kill some white folks? Like. It's because they're so attracted to this music.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's quite interesting because we didn't mention it. The bit where they're all outside and Remick is playing the road to Dublin?
Okay.
He's playing a song and he's getting everyone to dance around similar to what Sammy was doing. And he's almost like he was trying to recreate it. Like he was trying to have this power to, drop the veil between the past and the future.
If they sold it as like there's this power that I am craving.
Yeah.
I want this power.
Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they should have leaned much more heavily on that. And I thought it was really interesting where everyone's just like dancing and it's almost spiritual, it's almost tribal. It was quite cool. Remick's killed.
He's killed, goes up in fire. It's glorious. We're relieved because this was strenuous, short and intense. And then, you have...
Sammy goes home to his dad.
Like, there's no bodies, there's no people, and...
Where are the vampires?
Where's his brother? Where's Smoke or stuff?
There was only you who told me when you watched it. I was like, oh shit, where is it? He's in the shack.
He's got to be in the barn because everywhere else is outside.
Yes. So everyone that got nuked was outside.
So when he's getting all the gear out because he knows this guy is coming with a bunch of guys. And basically what happens next is the guy who he bought the shack for comes back to do a lynching with all his friends. And what happens is...
Because he was the head fucking wizard or something for the local clan.
Yeah. So what happens is they already had a plan for this. Like, literally, that's why I feel like this whole vampire thing was such a random thing because I felt they should have dealt with that before the vampire thing happens. Or at least had vampire clan members. That would have been cool. Do you know what I mean? It means every time he killed a vampire, he was like saving racism too. But no, there's too many enemies against our protagonists. There's too many things, and they don't even interact with each other necessarily. Like,
don't you think that's really interesting? That's the whole point. As a black person in the Mississippi Delta in the 1930s, there is no way you're winning.
I'm saying
There
that.
is
I'm
no
realizing
way.
it as I'm saying it.
Yeah, there's no way you're winning. And it could be fucking vampires. It could be fucking like the clan. It could be the fact that you can't get a job outside of X, Y, and Z. It's the fact that you can't make money.
You can't
get
leave
out,
this land.
You can't leave the land. You can't get out of your situation. And for that one night, and I thought that was really interesting because they brought it back in the post credits. That one time, the one day where you were free.
Oh yeah, no. Let's get to that point. Let's get to that point because that's a really good conversation they have. But I want to talk to you about the imagery in that fight scene because once Smoke or Stack, I can't remember which one's which. The human one that's no longer a vampire. Smoke. He sits down on his and he's still shooting them.
Yeah.
And like he's been hit and he starts seeing Annie.
Annie with their baby who
with
passed.
the baby who passed away, which we didn't mention. We didn't mention the tragedy.
You do. Oh yeah, we didn't mention it. Yeah.
No, just in the beginning, we didn't mention that.
No, we didn't mention it, but in the film, it's
so
like
yeah,
obvious,
they lost. They had a child and they lost, and that's why they had separated or gone their separate ways, and he's come back and he's come back to his town. Anyway, yes. So he is still suffering from a trauma, which is so plain to see. Which is why you realize he's the calmer of the two twins. He values life a bit more. He's not so rakish, roguish.
Yeah.
And other brother who is seeing this little acting and not worried about life so much, a bit more carefree because he doesn't have that whole love and then loss. So I think that's the big difference between the two brothers that is so apparent. I think we should have spoken that more, but like because we're going through it, we're missing out bits. Yeah. So when it comes to the shoot and he's shooting and he's actually physically seeing his child after so long, and it's like almost heartbreaking. And then you've got this coughing redneck. Please help me, please. And he's like
shut up.
Shoots him, and I think that was one of my favorite moments in the film because it's like he's teetering on between life and death. That way's heaven. Yeah. That way is the white guy telling him help, and it's like, well, like I'm in both places. I'm seeing both things. I love that imagery, and I love that when they do that in this movie. Yeah. When they break down the walls of what's real and what's fantasy. Yeah. And how, it's nice seeing that. It's like seeing like an anime set in the slave times where people are having things that are more interesting to life than just working all day and how scared they are. Yeah. That's why I feel the vampires didn't make the same difference. You didn't have that with the vampires. You didn't have any imagery. You just had fear. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I fully agree. There was this level of fear, though, that I thought was very potent. And I'm glad they had it, Yeah. I'm glad they had it because it's not just the fear of white supremacy. It's the fear of the unknown and it's fear of losing who you are and being amalgamated into some weird cult, and losing like what makes you you. So I thought it was really interesting, and then like because Annie says to him, stop smoking, don't let that touch the baby, you know. So it's almost like let go of who you were. And she calls him by his actual name, which I think is Elijah. Yeah, Elijah. So you're transitioning to heaven, and this is who you are. Leave smoke behind. Yeah. And then it was you who told me that the reason why he was saving that fucking barn is because his brother's in it, and I was like, oh shit, because you don't actually see him die, and he admits to not actually killing his brother. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
But then, like, why didn't his brother help him in the shootout?
It's daylight, Alex. He can't go out.
Yes, but he's inside, Kathleen.
You can't do anything.
Yeah, you can shoot. He had those big guns. To open the barn door and shoot some crackers. Yeah? Open the barn door and shoot some crackers.
I think it's not easy.
Kathleen.
It's not easy. But this other part that I wanted to talk to you about is the fact that Remick is dead. Stack is still a vampire.
But their desire is different.
Their desire is gone now. So they're no longer part of this hive mind. Yeah. They're their own people.
Because it was the way they described it, it was like it doesn't. You're not tied to the person that created you so much, but you still have the same energy. But like, yeah, this whole telepathy thing was a bit weird. So vampires have telepathy now?
Yeah, they can read each other's... Well, the head one can read each other's mind. Like, the head one read everything. Remick read everyone's. But I don't think it was vampire to vampire. Anyway, the whole point is that now it's the end of the film. Basically, Sammy goes to his dad and he's like, and basically that's the beginning of the film. So that's just happened to him. He goes to his dad with his broken guitar, and his dad's like, "Are you gonna choose God, Christ, over like this devilish music?" And you find out he's like, "Nah, I'm choosing the music."
No, I'm still in the music, bro. I don't know. Deuces.
Yeah, peace out.
I just saw a whole bunch of vampires chase me because of my music. I'm gonna keep with the music, Dan.
I'm gonna keep it.
No, what? No, Kevin, honestly, what about the last 24 hours would you have kept doing music? If you'd seen vampires and half your family just got killed, would you keep doing the same thing that enticed it?
This is where I was like, that's interesting. So he decided to still do music after everything he'd seen.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's like everyone saved you. And so doing music is almost like remembering the sacrifice everyone made.
Also, I think their last words of encouragement is, don't let nothing in the world stop you from doing your music. You know, that's the one thing. And like, even, all right, so after that, there's a post-credits, where Sammy's grown up to be Buddy Guy, the famous blues player. Well, still Sammy, but like Buddy Guy plays him, who's from that part of the world, lived that sort of life. One of the last bluesmen, but he could be a generation behind the ones that were originals.
Yeah, because they were all kind of gone.
Yeah. I mean, like BB King died during COVID. Like,
that's crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, he asked a question which is really cool, because what happens is after a show in the blues in the modern era, because we've gone forward in time now.
Yeah, we're in the 80s.
Yeah, we're in the 80s.
So it was like 91 or something. Yeah.
I don't know, that high top he had was
yeah,
kind
oh
of
my God.
So like it goes, Buddy Guy, after a gig, he's in a bar and his cousin vampire Stack comes in with the chick.
Yeah.
And
Mary.
And she doesn't have any words.
She doesn't. That is so weird. I thought, why are you so silent? Why are you not saying anything?
Because they wouldn't still have that same southern accent.
Yeah.
And like, where would she go with it? Would she go for like a New York accent?
I don't know, but it says here, Stack reveals that Smoke spared him at the joint on the condition that Sammy would live in peace.
Yeah, but like the way he said it, it was like he said, "I gotta let you live."
Yeah.
And which was so strange, because I thought he meant Remick or something like that, or like, who said that? When did you say that? That didn't happen in the film.
I think they show a bit where like he's he's over.
No, he had him,
yeah.
But then he goes. There's something happening out the front, so he goes. One of the brothers goes to help him. Like, you know, I feel like there was. I think it would be nice for Stack to break that sort of mold and help save his nephew, his cousin. Sorry, like blood sticking in water, but like he ain't got no blood no more.
Yeah, true.
But anyway, so the conversation they have in the bar is that, and Sammy says that was up until sundown. That was the greatest night of my life.
Yeah.
And his cousin agreed. The guy who was a vampire agreed, saying, "That's the last time I saw my brother. Last time I saw the sunset. Last time this, and this, and like all those faces I'll never see again."
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the greatest nights of my life.
Yeah. The last time I was truly free, and that is actually quite beautiful. You know,
it's like two enemies years after a war having like a lot in common. And do you remember that time where we were trying to shoot each other, and it was like, yeah, I miss those days. But like, I felt that would almost tear jerking that, because this when they choose to show shots from the time, but like those best times. And that's what I'm saying. It only happened over a day, and we only just saw those. So if you did it like a TV show or spread it out, so like a lot had happened since those memories, then we could have been on board with the but it was still beautiful anyway. Yeah. Seeing him watch the sunset and them describing everything, I felt that was beautiful. Very beautifully shot film. Kathleen, sorry.
No, you've said it all. I have nothing else to say. So should we rank this? Because like, you know, let's rank this. Because we've said several different things, and my original opinion when I first came out, it was like 9.9 out of 10. But as I've thought over it and like gone through stuff, I would like to say it's a 9.5 for me. What about you, Alex?
Do you remember how I felt about Black Panther?
Yes. Kind of. You weren't impressed by it because you were like...
It's Lion King.
Yeah, it was Lion King.
Literally, Simba, my son. They actually had that scene.
Yeah, they had. And it was all purple and shit, and it was like all the panthers were were like chilling on trees, and it was like,
That's why
it was Lion King,
and I think it was the hype around American black culture that made
it bigger and like took everyone to the cinema. But it was worth it though.
But at the same time, it was kind of off-putting because it was like you're clamoring over something that we could have made a better version of this, and maybe it's jealousy that I wish I had done something like that, or come up with something, or had an opportunity, and I'm probably ruining that. That's probably where some of it is. Like you've told a very nice story, apart from the vampires, which is still good, but it brings points down for me.
Oh, okay.
Like, so I would have said a 10 if there had been something else interesting. The acting was on point. Slightly down for some of the music. I know you loved it, and I already love all the songs they had in it, but I felt that the music I could have it felt like it was too modern.
Yeah.
Like Sammy's style of singing, good player, but he doesn't use the same cadences as a bluesman of the time.
Yeah.
He's using modern cadences, which is kind of, it's like Mariah Carey singing with a guitar on a porch. They don't go because while there's a root, there's anyway.
It's still Mariah Carey singing.
Yeah,
yeah.
It just doesn't sound like she's. I woke up this morning. Yeah, I woke up this morning.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like it's just, and although it was so good and genuine, because more genuine than me do it, and I gotta say, I really loved it. So 9.4.
Fucking hell, Alex.
4. 3-4. 9.4.
Oh, yeah, you go.
9.445 is 9 recurring.
Fair. It's a bit of all.
Is it the best film this year for you, Kathleen?
Yes.
Dang.
And I did want to talk to you about Thunderbolts because I saw that as well, but we don't have time.
Oh yeah, I want to talk to you about Andor. We don't have time.
We don't have time. See you next week though.
But I'll try and watch Thunderbolts. How
Yeah?
about that? It's my
All right.
homework.
I'll watch Andor season 1 then. Been promising for years. I'll finally watch it. But Alex Andor was
Catherine,
so
I
bad.
told you not to watch it. That's the problem.
But then you told me to watch it.
I said it was the worst franchise
Yeah,
about
Alex.
the worst character.
Yeah, you told me to not watch it, and then you loved it, and you were like,
I'm
you
like,
need to
do
watch
you know what?
it.
This is kind of
I'm
good.
like, listen.
It's not Andor himself.
You're
It's
messing with
everyone
my
around
emotions.
Andor.
You're messing with my emotions.
Catherine, this season has middle management Krennic.
Oh shit, he's back.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And it's like, I thought, because in the shots, it looked like they de-aged him or something.
Yeah.
But it looks normal. It doesn't look de-aged. It looks, if he has, it's really good. And
Stage makeup.
I watched the first 2 episodes, and yeah, there is dynamics because you know where things are going to land and where people are. You're kind of worried about some of the characters that they've developed and that you don't see. What happens? When are they dying? And when are they coming to go? Why are they happening? Why are they in the Star Wars?
When did that happen?
You don't realize this is set 4 years before the Battle of Yavin.
Oh right, yeah. It's weird. You're the only person I know who says the Battle of Yavin.
What's it called? BBY.
Like fucking thingy.
Sort of BC is it's BBY.
Because Yavin is that planet where the Death Star
Blows up.
Yeah. So I'm just like, Death Star death. But which time? Is Death Star 1 or Death Star 2?
No. Where's Amidala from? Not Amidala.
Oh, she's from Alderaan.
That gets blown up first.
Yes, it does.
Alderaan's first.
Alderaan's first.
Then they move to Yavin.
Okay.
And then
So-
there's the battle where Luke Skywalker blows up the Death Star.
Like, believe
So-
it. So that's the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
So when the Death Star gets blown up,
all the timelines are
yeah, they're BBY.
BBY before Battle of Yavin
and BBY
or
afterwards. Yeah.
BBY afterwards. It sounds like some kind of weird sexual position or a
Listen.
plastic implant. Like
I'm about to get my BBY afterwards. See the doctor. But anyways, we have to let you go. I gotta let you go.
Cause I'm leaving, baby.
God, what time is
Pink
it?
lyrics. Kathleen, don't do that.
What did I do?
You remember the Pink album?
Oh.
I need to let you go. Baby,
No.
Cause I'm leaving.
No,
baby,
Alex,
baby.
you're on some next album I don't know about.
It's the first album, the only R&B album she did.
When Pig was black.
And when she was like, "Hey, sick, is she black?"
Yeah.
She ain't
She's
black.
super light skinned. She's octroon.
Actor.
Anyway, thank you so much for listening to our one episode about sinners, and also the Met Gala.